Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and I'm here to do a reading for Capricorn, wherever you might have that in your chart. We all have it somewhere, so this could be for you. That's my intention. And my readings are timeless, so whenever you catch this is the right time for you. And uh, Katie for everywhere, seriously. Um, Yes, I'm going to be choosing 3 cards from Wisdom of the Oracle, and I'll be clarifying with some other decks. I've got crazy eye stuff going on. What in the world is going on? Got stuff in my eyes, around my eyes, itchy eyes. Ugh. Okay, onward. Here we go. Yes, and I'll be clarifying with some other decks. So let's see what's going on with Capricorn. You got to go the distance. Go in the distance, knowing that you have what it takes to get where you want to go, putting in that effort, being resilient, being having that endurance, serendipity in protection. Trying to remember. Serendipity and protection is oh yeah, I think this has to do with the idea that sometimes things line up in a really amazing way. You know, it's kind of that idea of the door in front of you where you nudge it open and or nudge it with your toe and it opens wide open and you're like, wow, this worked out so perfectly. This was meant to be. It's very serendipitous, synchronistic, and it feels right. And you're like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is the person I'm going to marry. This is my job that's going to like fulfill me in all the ways. And then somewhere along the line, it falls apart. Something happens, and you're like, well, that did not work out the way that I thought it would. The way everything was lining up, it seemed so perfect. And it's basically what's happening is that the universe has very purposely put you in this situation, led you to this situation so that you could learn something very, very valuable in order to actually move towards a situation that is the actual jackpot. Um, for example, relationships. We meet people, we come together with them so that we can learn things from each other. And not everybody is meant to be that long-term forever person. Sometimes they're a stepping stone. They help you learn what you don't want, which is just as important as what you do want. It's essentially learning what you don't want is an indication. It leads you. It's that points you towards your north star. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Of what you do actually want. So yeah. Anyway, let's see. Let me get one more. Mending. Okay. So it seems to me like you're in a situation where you are going through some kind of healing. The thing about healing is that it is not always very comfortable. It's sometimes a really painful process. If you've ever hurt yourself in a major way, you've broken a bone, even sprained something. I've sprained my ankle several times. You've cut yourself very badly. It takes time to get to that point where you're actually healed and the scars formed, everything's back to normal. That process to get there can be quite painful, can take a while. It requires endurance. It requires having to kind of get through those difficult moments. And it's around you're healing something that's around something you thought was supposed to be one way and it turned out to be another. Turned out to be quite disappointing. But that it happened for a reason. It was meant to teach you something, and rather than letting it hold you back, hold you down, rather than hanging on to resentment, bitterness, anger, all the things that can come in from a situation where we feel incredibly disappointed and hurt and all the things. Um, you you forgive yourself. We're all human. We're all doing the best we can in any given moment. Um, Most of us do not go into situations thinking, what is the very worst decision I could make right now? It's hindsight that teaches us that, oh, maybe I should have made a different decision. And so forgiveness comes from that understanding, from being like, okay, I did the best I could. They did the best they could in with what they had, with what I had in the moment. And now we've learned. And now let's move on with our lives. Let's get ourselves unstuck. This is making amends. This is um, getting yourself unstuck. That's the whole point of forgiveness. It's not even necessarily condoning someone else's behavior. It's just letting yourself move forward in in a way where you're feeling lighter and you're able to put the past in the past. You've learned what you could learn, but you're not dwelling on it. So let's go to the good tarot and see what the good tarot has to say. My computer. All right. Do a little shuffle here. Yeah, this makes me think of a friend who's been going through a pretty intense breakup, and she's finally coming back to herself. She's finally through the worst of the grief, the pain, the sorrow. Now, she's bumping up against a lot of pain and anger. Oh my God, there's a rainbow. Yay, there's a rainbow. There's a rainbow in your future, Capricorn. There's a rainbow coming as you get yourself unstuck, as you learn to forgive and release. All right. Seven of Earth. This is being at a crossroads. This is having to make a decision. Do you stick with where you're at, or do you choose to go in a whole new direction? And I think this is very much about choosing to go in a whole new direction, leaving that disappointment behind in favor of where you do want to go. Because we have the flag here, the finish line, but it doesn't end when you get to the finish line. This cheetah looks like it's just going to keep going. Yes. You don't stop once you get there. You keep going. And so as you pivot, as you change course, you find yourself on a new path. And you have transformation. Yep, you are letting something die. You are closing out a cycle very decisively in favor of a new beginning. And this card always makes me think of magic because she's holding this little fairy and she's young and like excited, about what's to come. What is this? Seeing the world from a child's eyes and being open to that new beginning. Children are very forgiving. Learn to forgive like a child. And Six of Water. But you still have feelings. You're still connected to the past. You're not fully healed yet. And that's where this mending comes in. Is sometimes when we have this pain, sometimes when we're yearning for what we wish we had, yearning for the fantasy that turned out to not be what we thought it was at all. It can be really tough. But once you get over this, Once you heal, you take back your personal power. We've got the reflection here who's someone different. She is clasping her hands over her heart. Once you heal the heart, take back your personal power, you can get up and move towards the light, towards the clear skies. It's all part of the process. Not too terribly comfortable, but so necessary, really. All right, let's look at the Dreaming Way Tarot. Ace of Pentacles. New beginning. Being very devoted to a prosperous new beginning. Yeah, I keep seeing that rainbow. It's just like staring right at me. Yep. Every time something ends, something begins. And so it's leaning forward with curiosity. I just saw 1111. Oh my God. Yeah, leaning forward with the childlike wonder of a child. Being excited for what's to come. You will get over this. You will heal from the grief, from the sadness, from the loss, whatever that is. And you're going to be so excited. And oh my God, the King of Pentacles. It seems like this is that jackpot that you were actually hoping for, that you thought you had in this other situation that ended up falling apart. This is what you come to. This is you being very, very happy and proud of where you've gotten yourself to in life. Maybe this situation is around work or building up your finances in some way. Somehow in your physical world, you're satisfied, and it's all because you have put in the effort to get yourself here. The King of Pentacles, very, very sure of what he needs to do to be abundant and successful, and he does it. He doesn't let things stop him. He's earned this place, his place on this throne. And this could be somebody that is coming in who reflects this back to you as well, that you come to this place of a new beginning, and now the universe is like, here you go. Someone to assist you on your path. No matter what, this is a wish fulfillment. This is your hopes and dreams coming true. You're inspired by what's actually happening. You're realizing through this transformation, you have come out the other side, and you're just like amazed by the magic and the beauty, and everything lining up the way you thought it was supposed to before, but you had something to learn. You had to go through this transformation to get to this place, to get to this new beginning. Couldn't have gotten there otherwise. Let me look at my black deck. Itchy nose. Ugh. The Lovers. Yeah, this is that choice again. choosing yourself, choosing what makes you happy, choosing this new beginning rather than being stuck in the past, stuck to the past. And could be romance if that's where you're at. Some new person. and Page of Wands, which is all about a passionate new beginning. Passionate and prosperous. Getting some kind of communication from someone, potentially, who's pretty amazing. Or maybe you are in this place where now you're able to communicate your desires. Somehow there's this moving forward, being very excited about the adventure that lies ahead. And Ace of Swords. Oh my God. Seriously? Yeah. Truth and clarity. Once again, new beginning. We've got two aces. Universe totally has your back. This is all the synchronicity and serendipity showing up in your life once again. And this time it the the universe is rewarding you for doing what you needed to do, for making the choice, choosing yourself, choosing to love yourself, choosing to lean into the adventure of life, of this situation. Hello, Kylo, sorry. Yay. Wow. Yeah, that's intense. It can be rough. Um, you took the higher ground too. That's really awesome. I'm glad this is resonating. And I just have to say, like, the new beginnings, it's all leading you somewhere that's gonna be so good. So good. Kylo here and dealing with the basically the loss of a friend. This mending, this forgiveness. It's not always, face to face. It's not always um like telling them you forgive them, or sometimes it's an internal thing that just happens. Somebody ghosts you, you have no control over it. And all you can do is unstick yourself, like I was saying. So let me go to, I want to look at the Guardian Tarot. I seriously love this deck so much. That's exactly right. We don't always get the closure we need externally. Yeah. Sometimes people die and we haven't had a chance to say what we needed to say. And, that's whether somebody just disappears from your life, regardless of how that happens. Um, Sometimes it's just, yeah, it's internal. Okay. All right. So let's see. What does the Guardian Tarot have to say? I'm going to read from the book too, because this deck is a little bit different from traditional tarot. We get the Lovers again. The Lovers on top of the Lovers. Uh-huh. Um, and it's very much about choosing the love in whatever form that comes in. Not always romantic, often not romantic. There's so many different kinds of love and people in our life, and it's ultimately comes back to us loving ourselves. Let's see what the book says. Where are you, lovers? There you are. When these lovers appear in a reading, it can suggest to take a moment and reflect upon the value of love. Once, sorry, open your heart and mind to holistic love as it encompasses and ensnares your soul, taking you to a higher level of understanding of yourself and others. The all encompassing love. To me, love is like it's it's energy. It's that glue that binds everything. It's that space in between everything. space in between the moments. Um, okay, let's get another. The Magician. Ooh, I haven't picked this one in this deck before. It's really cool. The Magician. This character has a Ouija board in front of them. The Magician is all about manifestation. Is all about alchemy, changing one thing to another. Um, Using the tools and resources that are available to figure out, to tap in and transform themselves and their world. What does it say in the book? And the Magician is the number one in the deck. So, again, we have this new beginning. When this card appears in a reading, it can signify that you are able to harness this energy. You may seem to just know the bigger picture, and the words you say may not seem to make sense to you, but do make sense to the person hearing them. Makes me think of doing these readings sometimes. Through your actions, you are able to offer insight to a situation and bring peace. You are able to harness this energy. Um, Ready to assist. So there's a little extra blurb here I'm going to read as well. Ready to assist in delivering messages between this world and the next, this magician explores and lives within the world of the unseen. She offers peace and insight through her abilities. So, you, yeah, this transformation is helping you to change your perspective, to see things in a whole new way, to be able to offer insight not only to others, but to yourself. Sometimes that's more important than anything. Um, this is what's helping you heal and be able to do that mending, that releasing. Wow, that's really neat. Okay. I'm not a Libra, although my Mercury is in Libra, the way I communicate. Um, my sun sign is Virgo with Scorpio rising and Cancer moon. Oh, and then you get the Chariot. Wow. 3 major arcanas in a row. Lovers twice. You also have transformation, which is also death. Like, this is big. It's a big shift for you. And the Chariot. Oops. Someday I will get these and be able to speak to them better. Takes a minute to learn learn a new language, basically. This card signifies that you need to face your fears, find the basis of such, and address them directly. You have the necessary tools to do what is right in your arsenal. Whether it is to face that a love is now moving out of your life, oh my God, or to answer that call from your doctor in regards to your latest test results, you need to address. You need to address things. Address that which you most fear. Understand that you can only fight and strive for a resolution when you know what you are fighting. No one has ever won a war against an invisible enemy. And yeah, this is what you're coming to. This is this transformation again. You understand now what you're dealing with and and doing what you need to do to heal, to mend within yourself. And that the Chariot is always about victory, moving towards that whatever that outcome is, that victorious outcome that leads you to your new beginning. Yes. Yes, it's amazing. Okay, let me pick some angelic messenger cards real quick, and then I'm going to finish with a rune card. Give us the cherry on top for the reading. You've got willpower. Takes willpower to get through to, sometimes we just want to throw up our hands and give up and go and like, hide our head under the covers and um but this is because of this transformation, because of what you're going through, the process of healing and knowing that there's something on the other side, something so much better. You're just like, okay, I'm just gonna muscle through this. Will get easier. It's my pleasure. Thank you for being here, Kylo. Choice. Yes. Yes. It always comes down to the choice, doesn't it? The choice, the levers, both of these. I mean, in old tarot, this used to be the choice card. It wasn't called lovers, it was called choice. So, um, once again, you are choosing yourself. You are choosing to love versus choosing to be right or hold a grudge or that kind of thing. Because that's where you raise your vibration, and that's where you essentially take away that energetic umbrella that keeps all the good from coming in, because the universe is always trying to shower you with things, but it's like, do you have your valve open or do you have it closed? Do you have the umbrella up, or are you like open to what's coming in? um Introspection. Yep. Doing that inner work, that inner healing to get you to your new beginning. And it's always an inside job. It always starts with you. If you don't like what you see on the outside, it's all a mirror of you. So, not always the easiest thing to deal with. Sometimes it's like, what the, I didn't want someone, to treat me this way. I didn't ask for this, but that's why the introspection is important, because somehow maybe you're doing that to yourself in some form. Maybe you've been doing that to others and not even realized it. There's that need to do that inner excavation. Yeah, exactly. The lessons are long and continuous until there is acceptance for what was, what is, and what will be. And then those lessons complete and we get the new beginning, and then we get a whole new batch of lessons. Yay, fun times, right? But that's the whole point of life, really. It's about the lessons. It's about learning, and we can't always. We often can't control what happens to us, but we can always control our attitude about it, how we deal with it. All right, this is your rune card. This is your cherry on top. Oh, this comes up a lot on Sue's, which is all about it's. We got the fortune cookie here. And the fish speak to me of good fortune and prosperity. But ultimately, the messages, this card is about the messages that come to you from your higher power, that not only come to you in your outer world through song lyrics, random conversations, billboards, you know, the, the rainbow that pops out at you suddenly. Um, it's also about the inner messages, listening to your intuition. Your intuition is your direct line to your higher power. So following that is going to it's going to lead you. And I know, like, it can be difficult to understand, well, what's the difference between intuition and how do I know my what my intuition is saying? How do I know the difference between intuition and just what my silly brain is telling me? Um, and really, it's like it's following your passion, and usually intuition is that little voice, that it's the kind of that initial feeling you have before all the fear and doubt pops up, and it's also very persistent. And I've said this before, but with this channel, this is what happened to me is I kept getting the messages internally and externally, start this channel, do this thing. I barely knew how to read cards. I loved them. I loved listening to other readers, but I was like, I can't do that. And the universe was like, yes, you can. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. And despite all of my fears and feeling like, oh my God, I'm so crazy for doing this, but all right, fine, I'm going to do it. And turns out, I love this. This is like doing this is like the love of my life. Finally found my passion, Took a while, but you got to start. You got to start somewhere, right? Uh, so yeah, on Sue's, the meaning is divine and God. Strongly associated with divine communication, this rune card suggests that you need to pay close attention to messages and advice offered to you, either written or spoken. However, this card goes far deeper than mere external communication and indicates that the true insight you are seeking can only be found by searching within. Learn from and be inspired by the wisdom that external voices or divine signs, such as coincidences, offer, but also be a discerning spiritual seeker from the inside out. This means doing your research and forming your own opinions rather than simply accepting all that you are told or presented with by others. It also means having the courage and humility to question your own assumptions and preconceptions, right? That saying, don't believe everything you think. Personal transformation. Oh my God, I love when this happens. Personal transformation um, is about being open minded enough to search for what is true, even if that truth is at times uncomfortable to confront. Healing is uncomfortable, sometimes painful, and yet you get through it. You do what you need to do. You put yourself first. You get yourself unstuck. It leads you to that new beautiful beginning and ultimately the prosperity and the love and just all the things. It's so exciting. So I'm going to leave it there. Yay. There's your reading. Allie's tarot. Oh my God. Totally. I follow her too. Thank you. Thank you, Kylo. That's really sweet. That's amazing for you to say. I appreciate you. So anyway, yes, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.